All right, this video is covering the SVG processing within the OPCD Webb app. And if it's your first time getting there, if you can't remember how to get to the OPCD app, you can always go back to the Getting Started channel. And you've got several links in here that are always good to remember to go back to. But we can click here. It'll open up the app page. If it's your first time coming, it may make you register. It's a couple of clicks. It's no big deal. It's pretty easy. But if you've already registered, when you come back, you're going to have to authorize. And then it's going to pop up. All of this will be set. You're going to hit OK. It's going to bring up this page. We always want to work within the course workflow. And if you haven't already set up, if you didn't use the LiDAR part, if this is your first time getting here, you'll need to set up a new course. And that's not a big deal. Click here, put in your course name, search, find it, or either enter it manually. But once here, we're going to pick a course. I'm going to use this bull at Pinehurst Farms. I'm going to open my dashboard. I've already done my terrain. I'm going to be going to the SVG tab. When that comes up, you're going to enter a little bit of information here. Whatever you want your outer meshes material to be, you're going to put it here. If you used hole 99 for any of the colors, which I did on this one, I put concrete as hole 99 just to have a different concrete. But if you don't use anything, you're going to hit none. Actually, I think, yeah, right there, none. But I did use concrete. I'm using split blends. What split blends does is if you've got a mesh bordering multiple meshes, it will split that blend up so that you get a correct blend to that material. So I usually hit the split blends, and you're going to save those settings. And then that's saved. When you come back, it'll already be there. We're going to choose our SVG file. So we're going to click that button. We're going to have to find wherever we put it. So I've got this one. Actually, I believe it's here. The bull and my SVG. We're going to double click it. It'll pull it in. It's there. If you want to put a description, you can, but you don't have to. And then you're going to hit Submit SVG. It's that easy. It's submitted, waiting to be processed. What you will get at this point, you can close this out. I usually don't. I usually minimize it, but you can close it out. And where that's going to come in is it's going to come into the OPCD bot. You can see it's already done it. And it tells you it's begun processing. Once it processes, it's going to give us an update that it's available. So I'm going to pause until that happens. All right, so while that's processing, if you haven't already downloaded Blender, you need to download Blender. So what we're doing with this processing, it needs to be 4.3 up to 5, but not including 5. It will not work with Blender 5 at this point. So to find a Blender version, we're going to just search Blender downloads, download Blender. We do not want to download the current version. So we're going to go to previous versions, and we're going to download any Blender version. And I have been using 4.3.2, which is this one, and 4.3.2. We want Windows, and we want Windows x64 zip. And when we download that, I'm not going to do it because I've already done it, but we're going to download that and then extract it out, and it will have your Blender 4.32. I think you may be able to do this MSIX, but I can't remember for sure. I usually do the zip, but you want the X64, not the ARM64. All right, I'm going to pause there again. All All right, so that finished processing. You'll get another little message from the OPCD Golf bot that it's successful, and it gives you a download file here. So we're going to click that. We're going to let that download, and then we're going to open this little download window. I did this one for a reason, because sometimes you'll get just a blend file, but if there are any problems, you're going to get this compressed zip file, and we're going to extract that. So extract all. And that is going to be this one. And you'll see there's a text log. And the reason for that is you want to always read that if you get one. So it found a couple of potential gaps, gap issue. So it's letting me know that there are a couple of gaps in there. When you open the Blender file, you can look in the top right, and I'm going to go through this just to show you, and it'll have a little mark where you can go to and find the gaps. So let me pause real quick again. One other note here, I normally will move this over to my project file. That way I've got it in the right spot and put it in a folder, OPCD folder, within the project folder. And that way it's easy to find. But for this example, I'm not going to do that. All right, so then we're going to come back into Blender and open Blender up. And you'll get something that looks similar to this. And we're going to click File, Open, and then we're going to find it. Well, this particular one was in Downloads. So let's go Downloads. It was in a file. I didn't pull it out. What was it? The bull. And there's our blend file. Usually, if you pull it out, it'll show up. You won't have to find it quite as hard. But we're going to click there. We're going to open. It's going to open it up for you. And then what I was talking about over here in the top right, you can see these first three things show a gap issue. So if you highlight that, come over here, put your cursor on this part of the screen and hit the number pad, period, it will zoom in to where this gap is. And I've already looked at this, so I know exactly where it is. It's right here where I've got some overlap. And I'm going to try, if I can, to get in here where you can see what the problem is. All right. Can't remember exactly where it is, but it's right here somewhere. So we're going to highlight that. We're going to shift, click, and get all of these highlighted. We're going to tab in, and then you can see we've got a little overlap here. And what happened was there's not a vertex. So if we go to vertex, it'll show all the different vertex. So there's not a vertex for this yellow matching up. All right. So there's a way to fix this, and I'm going to do this real quickly just to show you. So we're going to go back to edge mode. We're going to click this edge because this is the one that has the problem, and it's got a little bit of gap here. This would not even really show up. So this would be one of those you wouldn't have to fix, but real quick, how to fix it. Edge mode, we're going to go to edge, and we're going to subdivide it. Then we're going to go back to our vertex mode. We're going to click on that vertex because that's the one that we want to line up down here. So we're going to hit GG, hit it twice, GG. It allows you to slide that vertex along the line. You can see it's lined up there. We're going to left click and it leaves it there. We're going to hit this little magnet, drop down, vertex. All right. Then we're going to click this vertex. We're going to move our cursor over this vertex because that's where we want it to join, and hit G. And it will line up right there. Left click, and now it's attached. So that got rid of my gap that's there. The other two gaps, and I'm not going to fix them, are right here. And actually, I will fix it. I'll show you how easy this is. These are just not lined up. So I can hit that vertex, hit that little G. It will move it to that vertex, and now all of my gaps are gone. So once you do that, you can get rid of, it looks like there may be a little overlap there. So we could line those up more, but it's not going to show. So once you do that, you can go over here and highlight it, hit delete, delete, and delete. Now my gaps are gone. And that is pretty much it. I won't go into all the Blender stuff. That's a whole nother video.